to episode 253.
I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Winnie. Welcome to the show if you're a first-time viewer. And if you are a return viewer, thank you so much for tuning back in.
And every now and again you might see something flash. I have Oscar in front of me.
Yeah, Oscar likes to participate.
He likes to bug the crud out of me because he knows I sneeze.
It's because you're new.
I'm new today and this week.
That's right. You're new.
I gotta she lost all my scent. I gotta scent her again, huh? Yeah, he says it.
Yeah. Plus, he just likes people fussing over him.
He wants the attention.
Want to look in the camera?
What male does not want the attention?
Know,
Let's be
seriously.
honest.
Oscar buddy.
Hi. So some shout outs. We have the yellow knit along going on. Anything that's 50% yellow or more.
Yep.
We have a finished object thread and we have a chatter thread.
Yep.
We
So
actually have some
progress. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like seeing the progress shows. Progress thread. There was someone who posted in the chatter thread that it doesn't qualify because it's not 50%, but it was still very pretty.
Yeah. That's cool.
And we, as always this year, are having the Blue Moon knit along thread for the month. I have one of our needle minders to show you from Vintage Fairy.
That's pretty.
It is pretty.
Turn the other side so they can see the colors.
There you go.
There. It has... Oh, those are buttons. I thought there were balls of yarn on the design.
No, they're the snaps.
The snaps,
and it comes with a stitch minder of a fairy.
Yeah, that's cute.
So, Vintage Fairy has been nice enough to donate one of these each month. So thank you very much.
That's great. Thank you, Vintage Fairy. I think that's it for shout-outs. Well, we'll talk about it a little bit more in Gossip and Innuendo, but we have an upcoming book review, Knit My Skirt, that's published by XRX, who are the people that do the stitches, I believe. XRX is the stitches company that does stitches.
Oh, Stitches West, Stitches East.
Stitches East,
okay.
Stitches West.
I'm like, what do you mean stitches? Everybody does stitches. I didn't know what you meant. I'm like, what kind of stitches?
I meant. So,
the conventions.
The conventions.
There we go.
There you go. So, yeah, I was wondering why you were so confused.
Doesn't take a lot.
We didn't have time to read the book this week, so we're going to do it next week. But we'll tell you a little bit more about that in Gossip and Innuendo. And you can look forward to the book review next week.
Sounds good. Some pretty skirts. We already did a preliminary.
Yeah, we looked at it, but we need to look at it more closely.
Okay. So jumping right on to what's on my dance card, right? Yeah, on the dance card.
I have it written right here.
I know. So I actually, hold your horses, have 3 active things on the needles. I'm losing my mind. Why, I don't know, and I want to cast on something else, but I won't. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a vanilla pair of socks. Now, if I really thought about it, I have yellow that I could have done with our knit along, but why would I do that? I never knit along with what I'm supposed to do. Also, it's the first time I haven't picked up a Blue Moon. I'm 6 ahead on that one, so.
But you said a long time ago you wanted to knit socks out of this, so I feel like this was kind of like in your
Yeah, well,
queue.
You know what it is I think it took a while to finish your pattern, the Atomic Blender. That was my fault because I basically knit one sock twice.
I still haven't released that pattern. I'm sorry. It's been a busy week for me.
And then I knit a Patons. I needed something like really soft and squishy. Not that Blue Moon isn't by any means, but I was planning on doing the brown with the color work.
Yeah.
I just wasn't feeling it, so I'm like, why force myself into something I wasn't feeling? So this is just a toe-up, self-striping sock. It's fishnets, and I will say this just once as I'm knitting it. The original colorway is Fuji Fight Like a Girl. I took it upon my own to rename the colorway because to me, Fight Like a Girl, I think of pink.
Yeah.
But this to me reminds me of organ donation because the color of organ donation is green.
Right.
So I am calling it running on recycled parts. So just a vanilla sock. What I'm going to do is I'm close to the heel. I'm going to keep the stripe pattern going. I don't do afterthought heels. I've heard sometimes they don't always fit that good.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to do a sock and not have it fit good. I know my Fish Lips Kiss Heel does. So what I'll do is I'll start the Fish Lips Kiss Heel from the other end of the yarn. So that the heel, I could care less what it looks like, but the striping up will stay the same.
That's so fussy. I would never do that.
I've done it a few times.
I know you have, but to me, I'm like, oh, that's extra work. I would never do it.
Oh, no, I don't mind.
I'll just take my chances.
No, I don't want to take my chances on this one. Not on this one. This is pretty. I can't wait to get it done.
Yeah, I like that very much.
Very soft, too. So this is Fish Lips. No.
Fishnets.
It's Fish Lips Kiss Heel, but it's Fishnets yarn. It's the panache fingering, which is 75% superwash merino wool, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina.
Because it's sparkly. I don't know if you could see it, but
there
you go.
Wow,
it's very sparkly.
And it's 438 yards.
Oh, that's good yardage.
That is good yardage. I'm doing them toe up, so maybe I'll make them a little short so I can keep some yardage from, I don't know, maybe a beanie cap? I don't know.
Mitts.
Oh, yeah. You could do that, too. So that's one thing on the needles that I started. I picked up... So I finished my sock on Monday, and I went to knit night in my town, and I had to wind that, and I didn't feel like doing it at knit night.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked this up again. This is the CBD Fudge Neckcessory by Deb Tomasello. This is the yarn that she gifted to us that I am test driving, I suppose.
Yeah.
She wanted us to test, and I still love it. It knits up really good. Feel this. It's cotton, but it's...
Yeah, it's not gross.
No, not at all.
I think
the
it's
color
it's with something else.
Tencel.
Tencel, yeah.
The color is Spice Market, I think. That sounds about right.
This is the yarn. If you didn't see this episode when we reviewed it, she lets you pick plies. So you can pick
spice.
like a ply of Tencel, a ply of cotton. She has different bases, and then she winds it so the plies are together, and you knit them held together, and you can basically make your own weight and blend of colors.
So this is a light fingering weight, and I'm doing her shawl that she had gifted to me as well, and that's the CBD Fudge Neckcessory, because basically what you're doing is you're fudging whenever you want to do one of these eyelets. Kind of similar to yours.
It's kind of what I'm doing, because I totally went off the reservation on this.
I mean, she gives a suggestion in the pattern, but I just started it, but what I didn't realize, it's a basic, easy thing, but what I forgot to do, really doesn't make a difference, is before you start the eyelet, you're supposed to purl.
Yeah, that's what this is. This is basically the same thing.
But it looks more like garter. You're doing like almost reverse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you purl a row and then you
But
knit
I'm doing garter, so...
Oh, yours is garter.
So to purl a row, I'm supposed to have a stitch of stockinette stitch. You can see the difference
I see
on the bottom. See how it looks compared to... See how it looks? So the top one, I didn't do that, and you can see the difference. But it really doesn't make much of a difference.
No.
As she says in the pattern, you can fudge it to how you like it. So this, I actually made a good, decent amount of work on this. So it's really soft. I'm looking forward to it. Making a decent amount of dent in this. I like how the colors are kind of pooling every now and again. Every now and again I get a pop of copper.
Yeah, they're pretty.
So that's one other thing that I'm working on in the needles. This will probably be more either stitching, either knit night or at home. Definitely not travel. My socks are definitely travel. And then the other day it was rather warm. And I realized that I really do need to cast on more cotton blend socks. So this one I'm doing, I kind of made it up. It's another vanilla, but with the Fish Kiss Lips heel. Cuffed down. It's a roll. It's based off of Roller City, but...
What is that one called?
Roller City...
Rose City Roller?
Yeah. But it is and it isn't, because they do a heel flap. I'm not.
Right.
But what I did do is I did a few short rows on the cuffs so that when you're wearing the ankle, it doesn't
It can stick out of your shoe. That's key.
Yeah. So that it doesn't slip under. And I didn't realize this until I was looking at it. I made these, 2009, I looked them up. And I didn't realize, but I did that with these as well. They used to have a little pink pom-pom on them. My son ripped them off. I was pissed.
Why? Because he didn't
want them. I said,
them?
then you know what? You don't wear my socks. You wear them how they are, or you don't wear them at all. They're dirty on the bottom just because, that's what happens with socks. So that's my other stuff actively on the needles. This hopefully will go quick. I'm already, turned the heels, so.
Yeah, footy socks are quick, I think.
I don't know. Sometimes they seem like they take forever.
Well, some projects seem like they take
forever. I don't know why.
All right.
But that's what I have actively on the needles.
So I have also 3 projects actively on the needles. The first one is this Ex Tempore shawl, which I just mentioned I totally went off the reservation on early on. And I'm knitting it out of Freya Hand Knits gradient yarn. And it is a sport weight. I think the original pattern was for fingering weight. So I'm trying to get to the end of the row to knit faster.
Knit faster.
Yeah, the original pattern has you doing a certain number of rows in between eyelets. And it's very similar to this, only it's stockinette, it's not garter stitch. Which concerns me because I think it's going to be very curly, but I'm not stopping. So I'm, but
like you said, you can do a curl. Oh.
I did the first round of the eyelets according to the pattern, and then after that, I decided I was just going to do eyelets when there was like a major hue change on the gradient. I just think it'll be prettier that way. So I just finished an eyelet row because I just went to the teal in this gradient. This is a purple to teal gradient, and I'm almost done with this row. Is that right? No, something happened wrong here. Okay, knit one, knit one, knit one. There we go. Now I'm at the end of the row. All right, so
pretty color.
It is. It's coming out really pretty. So you can see when it started to look purpley, I did one, and then I did this. And it's hard to tell, but if you fold it over, you can see it's getting to be the teal color.
You can definitely see it in person, the difference.
Yeah. I only have this much yarn left, and then I have another skein. So when I finish this yarn, I'm going to pull this from the middle, and the teal will continue, and the gradient will go back to purple. I thought that would be really cool. So, yeah, I'm almost done with this skein of yarn. I did quite a bit of work on this week. Just randomly. This is great mindless knitting because it's just knit and purl, and every once in a while you're motivated to do the yarn over.
Well, if you're doing it when color changes, it's nicer because you kind of don't have to pay attention.
Right. When I just kind of feel like, okay.
Kind of looks like it's matching up though, but that's probably because the yarn is how you know what I mean? It almost looks like it's even, almost.
Yeah, but pretty soon these are going to get closer and closer together as this gets really wide. So it's getting pretty wide already. Each of these skeins is only 200 some yards, so that's why I use 2.
Yeah, but that's almost like a skein of sock yarn, which is over 400 yards.
217 yards each skein. So 2 of them will be like a skein of sock yarn.
Right.
That's why I did 2. Because since I went down, I'm up a tiny bit on the sport weight. I'm using the same needle size, so in order to get a long enough scarf, I really needed more than 1 skein of this. This wouldn't make much of a scarf.
No.
It's almost done.
Yeah.
So that's that. That is Ex Tempore shawl. I can't remember who the designer is, but it's in the show notes. The next thing that I'm working on, I got a lot of work done on this week. Ugh. This is the Indigo Frost poncho. I tried it on.
Yeah, where does it sit?
It is to here.
Where do you want it
to here.
You do.
So I looked at how this is going, and I think I am going to finish this skein, and then I'm going to do 1 more skein, and then I'll use the last skein. This is the 4th one. I'll do the 5th skein, and then I'll use the last skein. I'll just do the ribbing with that, I think. and that should bring it down to where I want. But it's getting pretty.
It's going to be so nice and toasty.
Yeah, it's pretty. I tried it on. It fits good. It's a little weird because this is knit in the round, so the yoke makes it like a little
tight,
loose in the boobs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's hard to explain, but so that was a little weird, but it's I think it'll block out. When I block this, it'll get more drapey and it's super wash, and then it won't look so. I think it just might be the stiffness and you know how the decreases are. So yeah, this is out of Dream in Color, Classy in the In Vino Veritas colorway, and I did the color work in it from scraps that I had left over in my stash. And I'm still able to fit it in my medium Jean-Luc Picard bag.
So that's good.
That is the second thing. And the third thing is my Jedi the...
Oh, that's right, the giraffe.
The Curious Giraffe? I can't remember.
I don't remember exactly.
Let me see. I did some work on that too. I have, let's see, 3, 6... 9, 12, 13. So I have one started. I have like 2.5 more of the hexagons. Are these hexagons? Yes. To do. And then I can do one of the other shapes.
Now, have you been keeping track of the color combinations so that they're even or no?
I've been trying to...
Make yourself comfy.
He has his leg like stretched out right here.
On my stuff.
I've tried not to do any, like I try to make the same number of outside rims and...
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I'm sort of keeping track. You can see they all look pretty different. I haven't done a lot. I try to keep them mixed up. But I'm getting to the point where I have to have some overlap, like...
Well, yeah, there's only so many
They won't be identical, but like there's going to be some, like purple with pink. But I try to make sure I have the same number of, like, I'm mostly keeping track of the flower color and the rim color because those are the ones that really have the bulk of it. So I try to have an even number, like I have like 3 greens.
Okay.
You know, so that it'll look good. But anyway, those are those. You can see the ones that I recently did. I didn't weave the ends in. Actually, I weave the ends in as I go. I just need to trim the stuff off. But I was at karate doing it, so. But it's good. I don't need a pattern for that anymore because it's very repetitive. It's kind of like a granny square. So I just can knit. I can knit one in like 5 minutes if I just sit down to it. They're pretty quick.
That's good.
But I forgot to bring my scissors the last time. That slowed me down because I had to break the yarn, and breaking acrylic yarn is hard.
Yeah, it hurts your hands.
It does hurt your hands. So that is Jedi. I think it's Jedi the Curious Giraffe, but I'm just going to call it Jedi the Giraffe because I'm not sure. And that is a Heidi Bear's crocheted pattern, and I am making it for my new baby niece who is 9 months old. She's going to be...
Plenty of time.
Yeah, she's going to be 1 this summer, and I'm going to give it to her for her birthday.
Oh, good.
I like to be in advance on this stuff so I don't feel it doesn't become a chore because I'm rushing.
Right. You want to be able to enjoy it.
Yep, so that's all I have on the dance card.
Rate your date. I have one rate to date. Date to rate. Rate to date. Hey.
Is he trying to bite it?
No, I think I startled him with... He's just going like this with his paws. I think I startled him.
Look at his feet. Right there.
He didn't like that.
Yeah. Oh, he's like, cut it out. But now he's glaring at the TV.
So I finished my socks. They're tiny little ones. I showed them to my coworker. He said, yes, they should fit. I just haven't seen her. So these are Patons Kroy, size 1.5. I could have probably gotten away with 2. This seems to be thicker. I hope they fit. They just feel so tight. Size 4, woman's shoe.
They look like children's socks.
It is. It basically is because if you look up shoe sizes for women, they start at 5.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, but he said that, yeah, she pretty much has a kid's size foot. She's peanut anyways. Not a peanut, but
I
she's
used to
definitely...
work with a colleague who could wear children's size pants. Like she would get the pants from the children's store.
Yeah, like the larger size.
Because she was so petite. But she had size 9 feet.
Really?
She was shaped like an L. Yeah, she had the biggest feet you've ever seen. She's like, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, no, this one's petite. She's smaller. She probably comes up to my shoulder, maybe. You know, it's hard to say because everybody seems smaller. I didn't realize I'm not a tall person. I'm average, I think. But when I'm at work, I feel like a giant sometimes because there's a lot of smaller women there. I didn't realize. So these are done.
How tall are you?
About 5'5", 5'6".
Oh, yeah, that's right.
With these, I'm about 5'7". My shoes.
Yeah, the shoes make you taller. Because I know
it's
my
a good
dance
2 inches.
goes make me taller too.
I don't feel like such a shrimp when I'm standing next to my son with these shoes on. If I don't have the shoes, then,
that's why everyone is like, "You're so tall" when they see me at festivals. Because when we're sitting next to each other, we're the same height, but I'm 2 inches taller than Sheila.
Yeah.
And then when I put my dance goes on,
hey.
unless she has her dance goes on, I'm 4 inches taller than
Which,
Sheila.
honestly, me and dance goes on the rough terrain are not a good thing.
No, that's not a good.
Nope.
A good fit for
you.
you.
Nope, it's not.
So is that your only date?
That is my
rating?
only date to rate. Date to rate.
Date to rate.
I'm sorry, I'm playing with Oscar.
I don't have a date to rate, so.
Ah.
And no whirlwind romance, but I keep thinking about it because there's so many projects I want to do, but I just don't want to unpack everything that I already packed. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
I could, but I just don't want to. Future dates.
Future dates. What? Oh, this is... I couldn't find any tissue paper to wrap it in, so right now it's in here. Because I've been keeping it in my bag at work so that if I run into her, I can give it to her. But this is kind of protected.
Keep it clean.
Yeah, because I put all my food in there at work. Future dates. I'm planning on doing another sockhead beanie. The one that I made for Max, or similar to Max. Other than that, I have no future dates.
I thought of a future date the other night. What was it? I do want to knit a sweater, but I want to wait until I see how my weight loss is going. I don't want to make something that's not going to fit me in the fall.
Oh, I agree.
Also, it'll be cheaper to buy for a smaller sweater because I'm going to buy as much yardage.
How many sweater weights? How much sweater yarn do you have up there?
I have a lot. I mean, I could knit a sweater from that, but...
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No, I have to buy new yarn for the celebration sweater.
Okay.
It's just the way that it is. But yeah, I am also probably going to rip out my gray sweater that I made and re-knit the same sweater in a smaller size. Yeah, just because I love that sweater so much.
And that was Diabolical, right?
Diabolical. Yeah, I am actually going to make my celebration sweater out of Diabolical too. I've been talking to her about what color I want it to be. You know, just sort of planning, but because I really feel like knitting a sweater. Like, I'm enjoying knitting the Indigo Frost poncho.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of want to do a sweater, but then I think, do I really want to? I don't want to make it too small and then find out I'm not going to lose that much weight. But I don't want to make it fit me now and then have it look like it doesn't fit me.
Have you tried on the gray sweater since?
Yeah.
Huge.
It's big. Let's just say that in the bust area, especially, it's just really big.
Really?
It was loose in the bust area to begin with, and now it's big. I mean, I can still wear it. I could still wear it, but I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to re-knit that just because I like that
And what
sweater.
was the pattern to that one?
Waking Tide.
Okay.
I used the Waking Tide lace pattern, but I modified it to, I just did it the way that I wanted to. Because I put the information in my pattern notes, but there are a lot of issues with the yoke and neck on that sweater.
Oh,
it's very wide.
Yeah.
I just knew from looking at the finished projects that I was not going to like it. So I just redid the entire, from the lace pattern up. I rewrote it so that it looks normal.
Well, that's good.
And I just did the body that I usually, the only thing that I stuck to was the numbers I needed to get the lace pattern. The lace pattern is also off center. I put that in there. I centered it so it wouldn't be off. It was like by 6 stitches, so I just rotated it. It's all in my pattern notes. But I would still knit it again because I really like that sweater. I've gotten so many compliments on it. It's plain, but it's not.
Right.
So, yeah.
Just enough of an interest.
So that's my plan. A sweater sometime. And I probably will cast on some socks.
Sorry, I'm playing with Oscar.
He likes to bite pens. Licks his feet. Hello, my little feet.
He's just letting us torture him today.
Well, he's so excited that somebody's paying attention to him.
Sorry.
So, Baubles and Bling.
I got nothing.
I ordered something from Sucre, but I haven't gotten it yet.
Still?
Yeah, well, it's custom
made.
That's
right.
I ordered a stitch minder thing, and I haven't gotten it yet, so I can't share that. Oh, but I was going to tell you about this Fitbit scale. So, my old scale was 3 pounds off. So I had to redo all of my weight numbers from the beginning because at first I thought it was just the difference between me and me wearing clothes. But then towards the end of it, I was just weighing myself right out of the shower, and I realized, in fact, my scale was 3 pounds lighter than every other scale on the planet. So, and it was kind of driving me nuts. So my husband said, you should get that Fitbit scale. And so I was like, all right, because the nice scale is expensive anyways. I have like a Weight Watcher scale. It was expensive. It was probably like $60. The Fitbit scale is a little bit more. I think it's like $100. But I have a Fitbit. And so when I weigh myself on the scale, it like wirelessly tells my wristband and my account what my weight is. And it can also somehow magically know how much body fat you have, which I'm skeptical about, but it somehow can know from your feet.
Well, that's like where most offices now have that type of sensor, yeah.
Yeah, it has some kind of sensor it can tell. So, I guess I don't even know how it does it, but it does it. And it's kind of nice because you don't have to enter it in. It'll just go in automatically. And you can have up to 8 people on there. So, like, if my mom wanted to use my scale, not at once.
That just popped in my mind when you said that.
Not at once.
How do you fit them?
If my mom wanted to, like, make an account on it, she could. And when she weighed herself, it would know it was her. I guess because it can sense your Fitbit, so it knows
All right,
who
that
it
makes
is,
sense, I guess. Yeah, Bluetooth technology these days.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, yeah, I think it was worth it. It's much sturdier than my old scale, and my old scale was red and pink, which was, like, the only color option. And this one is black. I got the black one. It looks much better in my bathroom. So, if you care about that kind of thing, it just looks more
good,
nice, I guess. So, yeah, a thumbs up for that. I would recommend it if you want it to add to your fitness program. I think it's pretty handy.
Good.
And it's accurate. Because I weighed myself weigh myself on Wednesday morning before I went to the nutritionist because I wanted to see. It was accurate.
Oh, good.
So, thank goodness.
Yeah, that's something that will rest your mind.
Well, yeah, it was kind of disappointing to go weigh yourself and then go weigh yourself an hour later at the hospital and you're 3 pounds heavier. I'm like, what is happening? Yeah, my scale was happening. So now we're all on the same page.
Good.
So that's it for Baubles and Bling.
Crushes and Heartbreaks? I have no idea what's Crushes and Heartbreaks. Yeah, I can't even say it. It's Memorial Day weekend. It is my only long weekend of the summer. I had a coworker come in Monday and said, Sheila, I have a 911 emergency. Can you switch Saturday? I'm like, nope. I didn't even let her finish because 4th of July weekend and Labor Day weekend are both what we call my weekends, and I have to work them, even though I may not be working the holiday.
Right.
So I was not going to give up one of my days.
Yeah.
Try to be like that. Any other time I would have done it, and I've done it for her in the past, but just not this weekend. And she understood. So, thanks.
Oscar.
Cat interrupt us. Sorry about that. So I'm excited about that. Other than that, we were not going anywhere. We're just, just not to work is really nice. I like that idea. My son made states in track. I thought it was a big deal. He goes, it really isn't when I guess it's a 4x4 relay. I'm like, hey, I think it's a good deal. And his coach wants him to try out for the decathlon.
Good.
Yeah. I'm like, do you know all the events? He goes, no, I got to learn a few. I'm like, yeah, you think?
I only know, like, discus and the high jump.
Like, meaning how to do them.
Oh. I mean,
he doesn't know how to do the discus. He's got to learn it.
Because I'm like, I don't even know all the events. I know some of them
he started
are running.
listing them, and I'm like, I'm not caring about what the events are. Do you know how to do them? So he's got to learn the discus. He's got to learn how to do the triple jump. And something else. I'm like, good for you. Just don't hurt yourself. He's really enjoying this track.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and he's doing really well. Today he's got a banquet, so I got to make sure I get home, which won't have a problem, in time to drive him to someone's house at 4. I'm like, do you have to be there on time? He goes, well, I want to be. Freshman, you know how it is. Where seniors are like, yeah, I'll show up at 4:30.
Yeah.
So, trying to think what else is going on. Work is work. Next few months, I will be here, there, and everywhere. I looked at my schedule. I'm like, oh my gosh. We'll get there. We'll get through it. Maybe it's not a bad thing either. I think that's it.
My crushes and heartbreak. My big crush is that I had my first post-op nutrition appointment, and I'm allowed to eat solid, soft and pureed.
I was just going to say, what is solid or soft and pureed foods?
Soft and pureed foods. So I can eat fish, if steamed fish. I can eat lean meat, like lean red meat. I can eat pork if it's diced, and I can eat chicken or turkey if it is ground. And I can eat cottage cheese. I can eat cheese sticks, like soft cheese sticks. Refried beans. They're not my favorite. I'm sure they were really tasty if they were like in a taco with salsa. But right now I can't really eat all that. So I can eat lentil soup. I can eat pretty much any kind of beans as long as they're cooked soft. Yeah. And then starting next week, I can have steamed vegetables.
Oh, nice.
Which I'm really looking forward to. Because I have a lot of vegetable soups that I can add protein to, and I think I'll get more protein in that way. Okay. Because the way that my stomach works now is liquids, I can drink unlimited liquids. They go through quickly enough so I don't feel full. But if I eat right now more than 3 or 4 teaspoons full of something, I feel full. So it's harder to get protein in from eating the solid food, and that'll ease up a little bit. Like I should eventually be able to eat like a normal portion size of food, like half a cup or, But right now I'm lucky if I get a quarter of a cup. It's usually an eighth of a cup. It's just, partly because my stomach is still swollen. Because they cut it off. So anyway, but it was really nice not to have to drink sweet shakes all the time.
That's good.
I got really sick of it, and I got sick of the broth with the protein added. I'm sick of it. So now, like, the door is opening for me to have more foods. And I guess I was with several of the people that I had my pre-op nutrition with. And it was great because we all look thinner. Like
you've all had your surgeries.
Yeah, we've all had our surgeries.
Okay.
So it was really great to see how everybody's like doing really well, and none of us are having any problems eating. Like nothing has bothered my stomach so far. I just have to be really careful. Well, except for Oikos Greek yogurt. I tried some other Greek. I tried Chobani Greek yogurt. It didn't bother my stomach. So something about the Oikos makes my stomach upset. Huh. Maybe even about that one flavor. I have to try another flavor of Oikos. But so far, nothing has made me sick. But I have to pay really close attention when I'm eating to when I start to feel full. It's very different from before, because before I would just eat. But now, because you really don't want to overload it in there because you will get sick, and I really don't want to get sick. No. So I eat very slowly, and I stop between every bite, and I wait to see if I'm starting to feel full. So it's just a different thing. So that's really good. That's crush number 1. Crush number 2, my son, I went to his open house, and he's doing so much better now that he's on his correct dosage of ADHD meds. In fact, the teacher is giving him a special school award that they have for how much effort he's put into being organized, because he has all his lists from his ADHD therapy. They work with you to be organized and to remember things, and how much he's improved. Oh, good. Because she just wants him to know that it's recognized how much better he is now. So he's getting that today. I can't wait until he comes home. He's going to be over the moon about it. Like, she told us last night, but we didn't tell him because it's, a surprise. But he's getting it today. That's exciting. So I'm happy about that, because that makes me feel positive for next year. And we read some of his writing samples. In the past, I could go down the wall and immediately recognize his assignments because you couldn't read the writing. That's how bad his writing was. I had to read the names on it. He's writing so much better now that he writes like somebody in the 4th grade. So it's been the medication made a huge improvement, and I think it improved his confidence too. Yep. So that's a big crush. And my 3rd big crush is my daughter. She stopped doing some of her homework. Remember when? Yeah. And remember when your kid was stopping his homework? Yeah. Anyway, she kept saying to everyone that she was stupid and she could not do math. And we could not understand this because she was always tested above grade level in math. So we're like, what is going on? And they do something called IXL. Do your kids have IXL? It's a computer program that you work on at home. It's a possibility. Zachary wouldn't, but Max would, and he doesn't always share things, so it's always a possibility. IXL is like a homework-based thing, and they have to do a certain number of minutes or levels on IXL for homework. So she does it at home. It's an at-home thing. My son has IXL too. It's big in our school district, but they don't make him do it so much. Anyway, she is struggling with IXL. So she was getting like a D in math because she hadn't done IXL assignments for 9 weeks. And this was the same problem we had last semester. And she's like, I'm too dumb to do them. So we got in touch with our teacher. Well, our teacher got in touch with us first to find out if we knew. We did know because we're on top of it. And I told her teacher, I don't know what's going on. She says she's dumb. She can't do anything. I mean, I was really worried about it. That's bad stuff to be saying about yourself. So I said, I promise you that we're going to make sure she has all of her IXL caught up by the end of the week. Well, she spent all week working on it, and she still had 5 lessons left. It took her all week to do 4 lessons. And over the weekend, she spent a total of about 12 hours, and she still wasn't done. And she's like, I just can't anymore. And I said, okay, well, this is the point where you need to go to your teacher and say, something is wrong. I'm unable to complete these assignments. So she went in to see her teacher on the Monday to say, I put in like 24 hours on there, and it's all tracked on there. The teacher can see. And the teacher was like, I don't understand. The assignment is to either get 100% on the IXL program or work for 20 minutes, whichever comes first. Lily was like, she thought she had to get 100%. Oh. Now, let me tell you about IXL and the 100%. Once you get past 50 or 60% right, you get a certain amount of points for every question you get right. You get points deducted for every one you get wrong. Oh. So if you, and it's some scheme, but when you get up to 80 or 90, instead of getting 10 points for each question you get right, you get 1 point. But every time you get one wrong, it sends you back down to like 50. So it's like the closer you get to 100, the harder it is to get 100.
Right.
And she just couldn't do it. She was getting too many wrong. But
she was spending more than 20 minutes.
Well, she was spending hours. Like, she could have finished it in 20. And she's like, I'm looking at your record, Lily, and you only have to do 2 more 20-minute things on the 2 that she didn't finish. The other ones you were like, wait. She's like, this is why I told your parents I didn't understand why you would say you were done, because you put in so much effort. Because she's always been trying to get 100%.
Oh.
The whole year.
Poor thing.
So she came home and she was like a different person. She's like, Mom, I just kept thinking I was done, because people would be like, oh, last night all we had was IXL. It was so easy. I was done in like 20 minutes. And she was like, why can't I do it in 20 minutes? Because you're trying to get 100%. So that is a big crush that she now she learned an important lesson. When you are struggling like that, you need to speak with your teacher. Because the teacher could have told her in September, October, November that she was doing it wrong.
Right.
So she went from a D to an A-.
Good for her.
And
just
now,
by doing her IXL.
Because that's what the teacher wrote to me and said her in-class work is stellar, but she's being dragged down because she hasn't done any of the homework. And I'm like, what is going on? And she kept saying she was too stupid. And I'm like, why would your teacher say you're such a good student? Yeah, now we know.
Right.
Now we know what it was. Thank goodness that takes a huge weight off of me.
Good.
So that's it for Crushes and Heartbreaks. Gossip and Innuendo, we're doing a book review next week. We were going to do it this week, but due to my schedule and Sheila's schedule, we didn't have time to really read the book. Sorry. But we will do it next week. The book is called Knit My Skirt, and it's published by XRX, which is the company that does the Stitches
East, West,
conventions.
North, South.
And it's available on the XRX website. You can get the PDF file for $12.95. You can buy a hard, or probably a paperback book form for $24.95. It's probably paperback. A lot of people don't do hardback anymore. And basically, the book is about a bunch of different ways you can knit skirts if you are into knitting skirts. And some of the patterns are pretty.
Some of them are, and looking at it briefly, it talks about how you can get a fit. It looks like you cut certain things from like underwear or leggings to get that fit around the waist.
Yeah, because
so that
it can grow a little, but I guess they do that to keep it from like...
Yeah, like a little bit of, instead of putting an elastic around the waist, which can make it bunch and then flare, you put something that will hold it, like almost like a tummy panel.
Yeah,
maybe it's a good way
or like a girdle.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, and we will do a full review next week, but in case you want to look it up in advance.
This pattern is not,
is not
available on Ravelry. It's
XRX website. Yeah. So I'll put the link to the XRX website where the book is in the show notes. That's what I usually do. And then full review next week. And I am going to the Mass Sheep and Wool tomorrow. Sheila cannot go because of her son's track meet.
Yeah.
So my husband told me he wants to go he wants to do a family day and go there and then go poke around in Northampton. And so I was like, all right, I don't know how much there's going to be at Mass Sheep and Wool for the kids. I've only taken them there once. I think they came with me. Or it might have just been my husband. I can't remember. They usually go with me to New Hampshire Sheep and Wool, and they love New Hampshire Sheep and Wool. There are a lot of hands-on arts and crafts for kids there. I don't remember that at Mass Sheep and Wool, but now I'm not sure if I've ever brought my kids with me, so I maybe just didn't notice them.
Right. Be careful tomorrow. It's supposed to be very hot.
It's going to be in 92. Yeah, I have to stay hydrated tomorrow. I'm a little bit worried about it. I got cleared from my doctor to be in the car longer than 30 minutes. Oh, and also to start a running program if I want to.
But does he know you're going to be in the car for like 2 hours at a time? Okay.
Yeah. That was a blood clot thing, and if I haven't gotten blood clots by now, I'm probably not going to get blood clots. They just, they jack you up full of this like Lovenox stuff that makes your blood really thin. while you're at the hospital, and then they just want to make sure that you don't get blood clots. But if you're not having issues with it by now, you're probably not going to, it would be unlikely for clots to form.
Okay.
So yeah, my surgeon was really, she was like, oh yeah, you're cleared for that. I still can't lift anything over 5 pounds, but I'm pretty much cleared for everything else. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to go. We're probably going to leave pretty early and try to get there early. And if it's really hot, I'm just going to have to
stay in
I'm just going to have to tell the kids, you know, we're not going to do a ton of stuff outdoors. Maybe we'll poke around. There's a nice mall up in Northampton.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe we'll just come home early. But we have a lot to do. We're taking this weekend to get the house cleaned up. I'm ordering a pod to come so we can put our stuff away. And we're having the realtor next week.
Oh, wow.
I need to sell my house. I want to sell my house. I've been hearing negative stuff that people's houses are selling in one day, but then there's nothing on the market. And somebody told us a couple years ago they sold their house and they ended up having to rent an apartment until they could find. And that's fine. We're willing to do that, but you have to rent an apartment in Melrose, or your kids can't go to school here.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm nervous about it. So, I mean, we can make our sale of our house contingent on us finding a house, so it's not that big a deal, but I'm hoping if we get a good real estate agent, they'll have some pocket listings that we can get first dibs at. And we know somebody who's thinking of selling their house in a neighborhood that we like, and we're going to talk to them.
Oh.
My daughter's best friends with their neighbor.
Oh, good.
So, if we can do that, that would be really good, because we bought this house sale by owner. We did our own sale.
We did that with us, too.
It's a lot cheaper, but there's a lot to be said in a hot market for having a broker who has pocket listings.
Right.
So, anyway, that is all.
It's a short episode this week.
Oh, yeah. We didn't have a lot to say. We didn't have any baubles and bling.
Even though we both have a lot on the needles, but, I mean, mine's just basic vanilla stuff.
Yeah. Mine is the same thing that's previous weeks. I am wearing this shirt again, my Ravelry shirt.
Oh, okay.
Which I love, but it shrunk lengthwise.
Oh.
So it's short.
I don't like short shirts.
I mean, it stays now, because I lost weight right here, it stays down enough, but it's still short enough where I feel like I constantly have to check
pull it down, yeah.
And by the time I lose even more weight in my stomach, it'll just really be too big up here. It's already kind of too big.
Well, it's funny because I was wearing a shirt that you had given me, one of those boy cut t-shirts. Mm-hmm. And I actually, when I wear it backwards now because the V-neck cuts down so low, it's so big on me.
Yeah.
That I wear it backwards. And I usually have like a sweatshirt. I usually use it for bed, but I was thinking about you the other day because I was going through my things and I was pulling out shirts I haven't worn in a while because they didn't fit, but they did.
See?
They were fitting, and I'm like, you forget about it. You put jeans on that feel a little bit more comfortable than they did before, and you get into such a headache.
You don't think of, because you can wear a big shirt for a long time and it's just big. That's why I was so surprised when I went down 2 shirt sizes. But I had lost like 20-some pounds. But it never occurred to me to try on older shirts. Yeah, I have a garbage bag.
I wore a Cape Cod shirt that I haven't worn in a long time. And it looked, it was a little, not snug, because I don't wear snug shirts, but, it made me keep going like this just a little bit. But certain scrubs that were one that I would definitely wear this.
Yeah.
Fit better. It's just, you notice certain things like that. Yeah, it is.
I am happy about it.
Good.
The only downside, I did buy a pair of shorts that fit me.
Well, yeah, you kind of need shorts now.
Well, I missed, for some reason, I have no 18 or 16 clothing in my stash. I have 14, 12, I have some 10s. I must have given away my 16, I don't know. Oh, wait, no, I have some 16. I have no 18s. And I'm in between an 18 and a 16 on pants. So I just bought a pair of size 18 denim shorts that they're stretchy, so they kind of.
You'll probably be able to fit them until they 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like because I just needed.
Something.
The other shorts that I have were getting so bad that I was afraid they were going to fall off, and the ones that I have don't have belt loops, so I couldn't put belt loops on them. They have like these fat elastic waist. I don't know. It's hard to describe. So yeah, the clothes. But I refuse. I spent $14 on a pair of shorts, and I'm done. I'm not going to buy anything new until the fall. I'm going to take what I have, see what works, and I'll buy to fill in the fall, but I'm not going to get like stuck in this thing where I buy new clothes for every size because it's just too much money.
Right.
I'm too cheap.
I hear you.
So, but I am enjoying, like I haven't worn this in many years.
That's good.
And I have one with Bob on it, the little dog.
Oh, yeah.
I wore that the other day. And I'm practically living in workout pants. These workout pants I have to pull up to here, though, because the waist is really big.
Really? That's not a bad problem.
No, but the stretch workout pants are the best because
they fit a lot
longer. They fit longer.
And they're comfortable, yeah.
So I've been basically living in those unless I have to go somewhere.
That's good.
I mean, if the store, I'll just wear them.
Right.
Like we went to the parents' night and I was like, I have to put on real shorts. That's why I got real shorts. So anyway, that was a little detour, but I hope everyone's having a great week, and
hopefully your long weekend in the U.S. is nice.
Yeah.
It's Memorial Day weekend for us here. It's the unofficial start of summer. Official start, one or the other. We're having a 90-degree weather tomorrow, so we'll see.
It's going to be hot.
Yes, it will. Let's see how much knitting we get done.
I know.
Well, you might because you have AC. I don't. Have a good week. Knit with heart.
Knit with heart.
Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, there you go. I don't have that.
I was trying to get the love in there. Oops.
Yeah.
Can you feel the love tonight? Wait, there we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Mirror image. You got to love it.
Sorry.
Have a good one.
Bye.